We just drove the scariest road I've ever done in my entire life.
In the dark. Wow. That drive was wild. The town of Silverton is so cute. It is really like stepping back in time. We are fully relaxed and hot springed out. On our last episode, we kicked off our road trip through the mountains of Colorado with our friends Tiffany, Steve, and Noah, who travel in the same RV as us. After visiting Grand Lake and returning to Vail Pass for some beautiful boondocking, we're heading southwest to one of our all-time favorite areas of the state. Welcome to Ouray, Silverton, and the $1 Million Highway. We're Howard and Caitlin Newstate, dog people, food people, adventure people. We've been living on the road for the past 4 years, traveling through North America and beyond. Each week we bring you along with us to show you how to live like a local in every new state we visit. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's wrong?
Well, last night we just drove the scariest road I've ever done in my entire life. In the dark.
That was not our intention. Oh, goodness gracious. And such a bummer. We had recorded all of this stuff and none of it has audio. So to catch you up real quick, we made it to Ouray, which is one of my all-time favorite places here in Colorado. We visited in 2020, and it is one of the most beautiful mountain towns ever. It's in a box canyon, so it's gorgeous. Well, Tiffany and I, our job was to go scout out a free camping spot that happened to be at the start of the $1 Million Highway, which is one of the most dangerous roads in America. And everything was going fine until we got stuck in the mud, and then there were no spots available, and it was getting dark, and we had to make a decision. And we had no cell service to communicate with the guys who were back down the mountain. So what happened?
They decided that the best solution was for us to just try and drive a road which has, in some cases, sheer drop-offs with no railing in the dark. And we did it. We actually did it, and it was fine. But I gotta tell you that I really would not recommend driving the $1 Million Highway in the dark.
But we got up here and we de-stressed, decompressed, and now the views are incredibly epic. I think today we're probably just gonna take it easy and kind of relax from all the stress of driving. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Ready?
Yes.
For an adventure? So after a day of kind of recuperating from the stressful travel day, which was very nice, we got to have a fire and it rained, which was kind of cool. It was a nice relaxing day. But now we're going to do part of that highway in the daylight. We're going down to Silverton, which we have heard is just absolutely incredible, and I'm so excited.
Hi! Off to Silverton.
Can you see Noah? He's waving.
Yeah, saying hi.
Hi.
This road, officially named US 550, stretches from New Mexico all the way to Montrose, Colorado. But it's the section from Durango through Silverton to Ouray that has made it infamous. With its hairpin turns, mountain passes, cliff sides, and lack of guardrails, it'll have you gripping the steering wheel, especially in bad weather or at night. So why is it called the $1 Million Highway? The road was originally carved by hand in the 1880s by Otto Mears to transport ore from Silverton to the railway in Ouray. It was later rebuilt and completed in 1924, and there are a few legends about how it got its name. Some claim it's because it cost $1 million a mile to construct. Others say it's because there's $1 million worth of gold ore in the dirt fill of the roadway. Even if you don't buy any of that, the views are certainly worth $1 million, and we think a drive down one of the most scenic highways in the country should definitely be on your list. Just take it slow and try not to do it in the dark. Wow, that drive was wild. So beautiful. I know, wow! The town of Silverton is so cute. It is really like stepping back in time.
It is, and we just learned that one of the side streets, is it Blair Street, was almost completely rebuilt in the 1950s and 60s because of movies. And a lot of different movies were filmed here as an old western town, and I can see why.
Yes.
It's a beautiful scenario and situation for movies.
And you've got the mountains all around, and Blair Street is named after one of the original prospectors of this area. And when they redid Blair Street, it drew like big movie stars here, like Marilyn Monroe and others. And
Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah, like super cool. Lots of history here.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Blair Street was kind of the notorious Blair Street because it was also the red light district, and that's what it was until the 1950s.
Silverton was also a mining boomtown and was designated a National Historic Landmark District in 1961. It's a tiny town, but it's a great place for outdoor enthusiasts or us tourists looking to stroll through town and grab a bite to eat. All right, we made it back down into Ouray. I'm so excited because when we were here before, we didn't get to go to the hot springs because they were closed because of COVID. So this will be our first time experiencing the natural hot springs pool owned by the city right here in Ouray. We are fully relaxed and hot springed out. Yes, hydration.
Hydration, very important.
This is so nice though. There's all these different pools and different temperatures. There's like more shallow ones for kids, and you've got all the mountains around. It's so cool, like for a public pool.
I can't believe this is public, which is absolutely amazing.
Ouray is one of our favorite Colorado towns, and while our visit this time was brief, back in 2020 we filmed an entire episode here. It's known as the Switzerland of America and is also the ice climbing capital of the US. There are tons of great shops and restaurants, and we highly recommend hiking part of the Ouray Perimeter Trail. We did a small section 2 years ago up to the Box Canyon Bridge, and it was beautiful. Just beware, we learned the hard way that dogs are only allowed on part of this trail, so we had to turn around. Our all-time favorite thing we did in Ouray in 2020 was taking a Jeep tour up into the mountains. To this day, it's still a top highlight from our time on the road. It was such an adventure, our guide was excellent, and the scenery was truly breathtaking. There was no way we would have been able to experience this side of Ouray without going on a guided tour, and if we had more time in the area this year, we definitely would have done it again. Scout and I are a little bummed because we have to leave our beautiful spot here along the $1 Million Highway because there's a bunch of rain that's expected over the next 2 days, and we're kind of parked like in a wash next to the river. So Howard brought up a very good point that it is not worth risking our houses. So we're all packed up here and we are going to head to Telluride for our next adventure. We've never explored there. I'm super excited. So we're gonna head back down the mountain and go get water and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna go scout out a spot with Scout. You ready? Scout has been loving car rides. She'll go and sit by the car and be like, can we go? Can we go? All right, 1 minute, honey. You gonna drive? Coming up next week, Scout and I are officially stuck. This has been one for the record books, and I think definitely the worst scouting boondocking experience I've had. Our time in Telluride is off to a rocky, muddy, rainy start, but things turn around as we finally reach one of the most beautiful free campsites we've ever seen and set off to explore this incredible area of Colorado. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.